Celtics are on pace to maybe be the greatest offensive team ever if they cap it off with the title.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the same conversation with the 2017 Warriors, the 96 Bulls, the 2001 Lakers. We're talking about some of the best teams of all time, and they won 64 games this year. Their efficiency stats are top five in pretty much every major statistical category when it comes to these all time great teams. But it really feels like nobody's giving them their flowers. I can pull up that report that I had sent you about it, but they're pretty much top five in every single major historic category.
Yeah, they're pretty much top five in every single category, and I get it. Star players were injured in the East, but that is also kind of how basketball works here. And if you want to talk about like an easy road to the finals, like LeBron played the Hawks, he played the Raptors, he played the Wizards. It's not like LeBron was playing any dynasties here where you're gonna tell me the Cleveland Cavaliers team they paid even is or the Indiana Pacers team they played even without Halliburton, wasn't better than the Isaiah Thomas led Celtics.
Yeah, that was the best team that they faced that year, and Isaiah Thomas was hurt for most of it,
Yeah.
and you're just relying on baby Jason Tatum and baby Jalen Brown.
Yeah, and yeah, the only game they got was because Marcus Smart hit like 8 threes out of nowhere because he'd like have some random games where he'd get hot, but it's like it's not like LeBron didn't have an easy road. But with this one, it's like Luca is banged up in it. But they're still going up against the tough Dallas Mavericks team because if you want to think about before the finals, the conversation of with the Mavericks is like, is this the most gifted offensive backcourt ever? People were hyping up Luca and Kyrie, and then they were talking about how great it was that they have Blake Lively, Gafford, Derek Jones Jr., and PJ Washington. And then last week when we previewed it, I was just like, well, how the NBA Finals works is usually some of those role players disappear and they kind of get worse every single round. And then no one expected Kyrie to disappear though.
Yeah, no, I think Kyrie will rebound in Game 3. I think that he'll be a lot better in Dallas because you're not getting booed every single time you hold the ball, and Dallas likes what Kyrie has been to this point. So I think he'll do better in Game 3 and 4, but I guess it remains to be seen. I was able to pull up these different efficiency stats here to share with. The Celtics have had the highest offensive rating since the NBA started documenting it back in 1998, and they had the second lowest defensive rating in the league, which is the highest since the 2016 Warriors, for
Jeez.
third in NBA history. They've scored the most points in Celtics history. They had 10 games by 30 or more points, tying the 72 Bucks, which was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then as far as everything else here, they are currently fourth all time in net rating, which the three teams above them are the 96 and 97 Bulls and the 2017 Warriors. They are tied with the Warriors with the highest net rating of all time, third highest all time.
Yeah, it's crazy because people look at that team and it's like, oh, well, it's not. They're not just because it's Jason Tatum and it's Jalen Brown. However, you do still have Porzingis who played on that team in the regular season. We saw how much of an impact that he had just in game one, and he gave them a massive boost of energy. And then just having Drew Holiday, who's an actual scorer, I feel like people forget that Drew Holiday is a legit number three on a championship team with the Milwaukee Bucks. And he was one of the biggest reasons why they beat the Phoenix Suns in that year because he was the one who eventually was able to lock down Devin Booker and made him disappear in those finals. And he's doing the same thing as of right now to Kyrie Irving.